Hello, we're here to give the speech and our audience here. So there's Mark, there's Caitlin, and then there's Aaron. He's recording. So we have 3. Sorry for not having 5, but okay. My name is James, and for my demonstration speech, I'm going to show you how to properly throw a pitch in baseball. But first off, I need to show you how to hold the baseball. There are several different ways you can hold it. One way, and probably the most common, is called the 4-seam fastball. You put your 2 fingers across the seams, like so. A 2-seam fastball, which is also very common, doesn't go as fast as a 4-seam, but has a little bit of movement on it. You put your 2 fingers with the seams. A curveball can be thrown many different ways, but most commonly, you line up your fingers on the seams like so, and when you throw it, you twist your wrist and arm and get a lot of forward spin on the ball, and it makes it drop. And then there's also the changeup, which has a ton of different ways to throw, but the way I like to throw it is kind of a split finger. You put the ball deep in your hand, and you throw it like you would throw a fastball, and it will just go slower because you have more friction on the ball with your hand, and so that's how it is. The pitch I will be demonstrating is just a regular fastball. I'm not actually going to throw it because we're indoors. But here would be the pitcher's mound. On the baseball field, this would be a white rubber strip, and the field would be all around you. And so you want to face what would be home plate, be directly in line with the pitcher's mound. But you don't want to stand straight with it, because it will ruin your momentum if you have to do all this turning. So you initially want to stand a little bit slanted on the mound, and you want to get in a position that's comfortable. Some people have their hands here, some people here, some people don't even put the ball in the glove, but I like to hold it right here. And then to start your pitching motion, what you do is they call it a rocker step, which you take your left foot. It'd be your right foot if you're left-handed, but since I'm right-handed, it's my left foot. And you just take one small step this way, kind of to the left of the mound. You don't want to go backwards, because that is kind of counteractive with your momentum going towards home plate. So you give a little sideways step like this. And then your next move is to plant your base foot, which would be my right foot. So a little step, and then I want to plant this foot. And you plant it parallel with the mound, and you have to be touching the rubber. It's part of the rule of baseball. If you're not touching the rubber, it will be an illegal pitch, and it won't count. So take your small step, and then plant your foot, and the next step is to swing your left foot up into a position they call your high balance point. Now, some people really kick up their leg, and some people only do a tiny leg kick. But I like to do sort of a medium leg kick. So look, rocker step, plant, high balance point. And then after high balance point, you go to your low balance point, and then you want to drive forward to pitch. Now, it looks kind of fast, but I'll do it again. And when you're dropping from your high balance point to your low balance point, you want to be very fluid and keep everything in motion with each other, just so you don't ruin your momentum to the plate. Rocker step, plant, high balance point, low balance point, and then you're going to drop your hands, and they're going to break. So, like that. And then after you drop and you come down, you're going to drive towards the plate. And you want to plant your left foot pointing right towards home plate. So you can see I'm in the stance. I have my left foot pointing straight, and my other foot is still planted there. After this is when you're going to throw the ball. You're going to bring through, and you're going to follow through. So I'm going to go through it again. It's kind of a lot to take in, but hopefully you can catch on. So your rocker step, plant, high balance point, low balance point, drop your hands, plant here, and then you want to push off and follow through. And there are a lot more little things after you get the basics down that you can learn, more like where to position your elbows while you're throwing, and where you want to position your follow through on certain pitches. But for the most part, come this position, you're going to drop, and once you get your plant foot, you kind of want to be in this this star position almost, so that when you can drive, you can really pull down with your left arm and throw really hard and follow through. That's really important, is to follow through, because if you just kind of snapping the ball and pulling it back, it's really bad for your shoulder and elbow. So yeah, one last time for the pitch: rocker step, plant, high balance point, low balance point, throw, and follow through. And hopefully you can watch this video multiple times, figure it out, practice it, learn how to throw strikes, and have fun with baseball.